So hello everyone to this Python tutorial. This is day one of Python tutorial. Hope you enjoyed the previous tutorial that is the basics of Python. Basically about installing and about the Colab, Google Colab. So in this tutorial we are going to understand some concepts like variables and its assignment and about the data types. There are different data types in Python which we have to deal with. Okay, so basically first is about variables. So variables are nothing but reserved memory locations to store values. So basically variables are the um, containers that contain our values. Okay, so this means that when you create a variable, basically you reserve some space in the memory, like name. So you create a variable like name and you create it like this, name equal to Vaibhav. So basically Vaibhav will get stored in the variable that is name with name itself. So name is behaving like a container or is an area where we have to store this Vaibhav, and basically Vaibhav is a string. Anything inside double quote is called as a string in Python basically. So based on the data type of a variable, the interpreter allocates memory and decides what can be stored in the reserved memory. So basically when you assign this data type to this variable, so interpreter will interpret that name will store the variable that is of data type string. Okay, so Python variables do not need explicit declaration to reserve memory space. Okay, like in C or C++, we have to write like this: int a equal to 10. Suppose we want to store 10, an integer value to a variable, something like a. So we have to predefine it as like integer, like that. So we do not have to assign a value like this. In Python, we have to just use like this: a equal to 10, nothing else. So a equal to 10 means interpreter will interpret that a is a variable that is of integer data type. To check the data type of any variable, you can use the type function. So basically type and then you can put that variable inside that and you will get that answer. Like here, it will take time. Okay, so this is about variable a that is of integer data type. And now we can do there is a string, name string is value, so we can also use type of name. Okay, so name will print type, name will print the string like this. Okay, so we can use print to print both the functions, both the calls. Okay, like print, so we can use print type of name. So type of name, so first will be integer and the second one will be like name is first and assignment, but obviously it will throw string. Okay, so this is class integer and class so basically we can grab from here that in Python everything or every statement or every value is treated as an object, means everything is treated as an object in Python. So you will better understand this concept when we deal with the OOPS, that is object oriented programming in Python. Okay, so the equal to sign that is used to assign the variables, like name equal to. So equal to is assignment operator. We used equal to here to assign something to our variable. Okay, like this. So basically operand that is left to the variable that is left to the equal to sign is basically the variable name, and the left and the right side of the equal to is basically what we have to store in that variable. Okay, so we can store anything like that. Okay, like num equal to some float value that is 10.0, then it will print like print and num, suppose this. So this is 10.0, so it will print 10.0. Okay, suppose if you want to take input from the user, then you can use input method. Okay, so basically in input method you have to write something like this, like num equal to or num1 equal to int input like enter some number, okay. So this is basically what we will get in the console, okay. So now we can print the value of just by typing the print function, okay, print number. So like this. So first of all, this is 10 printed due to this statement, statement number 2, and like enter some number. Suppose this is like 30, so this will be printed as 30, okay. So we will discuss later about the input function, input method and input function like this. And what about typecasting that we used here? Basically what we take as an input is considered as a string in Python when we use this input method. So we have to deal with typecasting if we want to convert that input into a string, okay. So we will discuss this later, okay. So next is multiple assignment. So multiple assignment is basically you can assign multiple values to a single variable, or you can assign a single value to multiple variables. Like suppose like this num1 equal to num1, you have to assign num1, num2 and num3 as 10 like this, okay. This is comment that interpreter will ignore this statement. So you have to use this like this, num1 equal to num2, syntax will be like this, num3 equal to 10. Now if we print any of them, like num1, similarly print num2 like similarly print num3, okay. So it will print all will give me 10 as an output, okay. So like this 10 and all. We can print all these statement in a single line by using the comma operator or separator like this. So num1 comma num2 comma num3, okay, like this. So 10 10 10, okay. So this is all about multiple assignment, okay. You can also assign uh, variables and values differently, okay. Like this, suppose you want to assign a equal to an integer value like 10, b equal to like float value like 10.9, and c equal to some string value like okay, like this, okay. So for this you can use, again there is something in Python. So you have to just use the comma separator like a comma b comma c equal to just one equal to sign, and that's all 10 10.9, and that's value, okay. Now we can print all the three in a single line, a comma b comma c, okay. So that's all about multiple assignment, okay. So next is about Python numbers, or here is about standard data types. So standard data types is basically about the like, let me edit this. So standard now standard data types like this, standard data types. So in standard data types we have to discuss with numbers, string, and list, tuple, or tuple as per your convenience, okay. And dictionary, okay. Dictionary, there is also something called sets, there is also sets. So we will discuss this further, okay. So first of all we have to start with that is about the numbers. So numbers are basically the numerical values. Numbers can be anything, like it can be integer, it can be float, it can be complex number too. So previously in C or C++ language we have not dealt with the complex numbers. Now we will deal with complex number too in case of Python. So for integer, you know how to create a variable that will store integer, like var equal to something like 20, print var, so it will print variable, okay, like this. So it will print variable, okay. Similarly var2 or float number that is like 20.98 20.09, it will print just float num. So float num, this will print, okay. So this is 20.9. Similarly there is complex number. To create complex number we can use complex operator, complex num, like this variable name is complex num. And for this So first of all, discuss what is complex number. So basically, complex number is of the form a plus iota b. That is, a is real number. So basically, a is real, a is real, and b is imaginary, imaginary part, imaginary like this. Okay. Also, iota is like under root minus one. So iota equal to minus one. Under root minus one, that is under root minus one. Okay. Under root minus one like this. Okay, so that is all about complex numbers. So complex number is basically a plus iota b. So in Python we can write the same as like 10 plus a plus iota b, or 10 plus j, something like this. J like 10 plus 8j like this. Okay, so let me print this, print complex num. Okay, so this is like 10 plus 8 j. Okay, now you will find this more easy to understand this. So print type of complex number. So basically, if you want to print the data type of this, as we know that this will come complex number, but for your convenience I run this command. Okay, so this will like class complex, as I told you earlier that everything is as an object, treated as an object. So this variable is also treated as an object, which is of class complex. Okay, so there are like Python supports different numerical types. So we discussed like integer, and there is also long integers. Okay, like in C++, there are long integers, short integers, signed integer, unsigned integers. Similarly, in Python, there is a signed integer, long integer concept, or in floating point numbers, and there are like complex numbers also. Okay, also Python. One thing I forget to mention that Python is case sensitive language. So when you create a variable, just make sure that your variables both are different. Both variables that you create, or any variable you create, must be different from each other. Mm, or it may be unique, you can say. Okay, like this variable equal to 10 and var equal to 10, 20, both are different. Okay, so print var, so case sensitive, both are case sensitive. Okay, like this. Okay, next is about next is about like string, Python string. Next is about strings. Okay, so Python strings. So strings in Python are basically the set of characters. In case of C or C++ language, you studied about that strings are nothing but an array of characters, an array of characters. Similarly, in Python, these are the array of characters or a set of characters that are represented in single quotation mark or double quotation mark. Like suppose take like example, name equal to Vaibhav, like this. So this will print name Webhouse, and if I use single quote, then it will again give me the same result. Okay, like this. So name is Webhouse. So single quotes and double quotes both are treated as strings in Python. Okay, so strings are like this. You can use strings. All the operations that you performed in C or C++ same are applicable to Python also. So suppose there is concept of slicing in Python. So we will discuss this right now. So slicing is basically like we have to create subsets of these strings. Okay, like there is webhub. So for that, like we have to print where, or the last four character, that is half, or the last character, that is we, sorry, that's all. Okay, so basically as you know that there is a concept of indexing is basically the indexing is basically the order, or the or you can say the location. Okay, location in the form of index, basically the character. As you studied in C or C++, there is a concept of indexing that deal with like there is a string of characters like this. There are 7 characters in my name. Okay, so basically my index will start from the index 0, then index 1, then index 2. So indexing starts with and from 0. Okay, so indexing is like it's like address, basically index address, so that we can access this value like this. So we can access the value of the variable name at index 0 is v. So we can use this by using the slice operator, or that is double square brackets, like name of 0, that is it will print v. Similarly name of 1, it will print like a. Name of b, that will print 1 2 3 4. Okay, sorry, name of b, not sorry, name of that is the fourth one, that will print the h as an output. Okay, like this. So this is about how to access the how to access the values inside the string, basically how to access the characters of a string. So there are 7 characters in my string, so I can access all the characters, that is from starting index 0 to index, that is the length of a string minus 1, length of a string minus 1, or you can use the length of a string itself, that is 7. Okay, so that will print all the things, because last index is basically treated as n minus 1 in case of getting the output, like it will print from the name 0 to 06. Okay, so 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, last is 6. Okay, so there is also something like if we want to print characters starting from 2 to 4, then we can use like this name, that is 2, starting index will be 2 and the ending index will be 5, suppose 5. Okay, so it will print something like this ibh. Okay, so this is all about strings. We will discuss more about the strings in the upcoming tutorials. Okay, also now about, let us check something about python list. So python list is basically about list are the most versatile of python compound data types. So basically everywhere we have to create list, means we will focus mainly on list while creating apps, or while creating games, or while using machine learning. There is list, somehow we will tackle this word list. Okay, so list is basically it will contain the value that are separated by commas. List is like it's a square brackets. Okay, so basically all the elements inside a square bracket is treated as list. Okay, so list basically when we want to create something like a container of different items, then we can use list. Like suppose like we have to consider a list of fruits like this, so we can use like this fruits. Okay, fruits syntax is use brackets. Now fruits like apple, kiwi, also like banana. Now this statement is nothing but it is a list of fruits. Okay, so if we want to print the elements of this list, then we have to simply print that variable in which we are storing our list, that is fruits. Okay, so this will print apple, kiwi, banana. Suppose you want to check the data type of this variable, that is type using type function, type method. Okay, fruits. Okay, like this, so it will throw me like this class list. Okay, class list as an output. So there is same concept in case of list. There is slicing in case of list too. For example, if we want to access the first element, then we can. So So if we have to access the elements of the list, then we can use same the indexing method. That is, indexing starts from zero and end up to whatever we want. Okay, so basically, indexing is like zero index. So Apple is present at the zeroth index, uh, and then Kiwi is present at the first index. Similarly, banana is present at the third index. Okay, like this. So we can use the same syntax like print and fruits and zeroth index like this. So what is the element at zero index in the list? That is apple. Similarly, print fruits one, that is kiwi. I'm not sure that multiple indexing works or not, but let's check. It's very useful, like fruits indexing like this. So first element, so we have to throw the output as like a in the apple, so 0 then 0, so this will give me a as an output. Okay, so there is like we can access the first element, and inside that if we have a string we can access the same again. Okay, so for a string this is 0 index, for list this 0 index is complete. Okay, so this is about list. We can have indexing like this also, print fruits from 0 to like 3, that is about 2, so apple kiwi banana, it will print all the things inside that. Okay, uh, I missed something called concatenation in the string part, so let us first check that. So name equal to like webhub. Okay, and last name is something called Srivastav. Now I can add both the things or both the strings using plus operator, that is called as concatenation operator in case of strings, like print name plus last name. Okay, so this will print Vaibhav and Srivastav in a concatenation. So basically when you have to join the two strings, basically you have to join the two strings that is of same data type, that is the string itself, and that's the term or the process of joining, that is called concatenation basically. Okay, so also you there is something called repetition operator, or basically asterisk is called repetition operator in case of Python, and then basically in strings and list, like name equal to like Alec. So if you want to print Alec multiple times, then we can use something like this. Name star, like we have to print this 4 times, so this is our name star 4, then Alec will be printed by 4 times, like Alec. Okay, so this is Python list. Similarly we can use this for Python list too. Concatenation is also there in Python list, like fruits and flowers, something like this, uh, something like this, flowers or rose. Okay, rose. So I can add both this using like print concatenate. Basically the term is called concatenate. So flowers. Okay, so print fruits plus flower, that is apple kiwi. So this is concatenated into a single list, that is itself a list. Okay, so this is about list, and also there is like if you want to multiply this, then we can use something like this, print, or we have to print multiple times the same content, flowers into 5, I think. Okay, so rose, okay, like this it will get printed as an output. Similarly, there is negative indexing. Suppose we want to print the banana by using the negative indexing, then we can use something like this, print fruits and like -1. So indexing starts from -1 from the backward sides, and start from 0 from the front side. Okay, so indexing is very useful in case of OOPS, in case of normal programming, in case of C++, Python, Java, anything. Okay, next is about Python tuples. So tuples are basically the data type that is similar to the list, but there is sequence in that list. we will discuss more about strings and list in the upcoming tutorial, because there are some concepts that we will deal after learning something about loops and if else conditions, and then some questions, some basic questions, and we will deal some with some core concept like what is mutability and how list are mutable or immutable, something like that. Okay, so first of all we will cover the basics, like the upper bounds of all the basic data type, that is like Python tuples, and then say about the dictionary. So first of all, Python tuple. So tuple is basically like it is similar to list. So same like in list we have brackets. In case of tuples we have like we have also bracket but rounded brackets, okay, like this. And the same things like elements are separated by comma in tuples also. Okay, so like this tuple is for like fruits, again for fruits tuple like this. So this is like apple, banana, and kiwi. We can have integer values also in tuples or in list, like 45. It is not making sense, but let's try to print this. Okay, print fruits like this. So this will print all the elements inside the tuple, that is apple that is of a string data type, banana string data type, or 45 that is of integer data type. Okay, so that is all about tuple. Okay, next is how you can do slicing in tuple, case of tuple. So then similarly you can use the bracket operator, that is tuple, and then like this slicing. So basic, first of all let's check what is the data type of this. So data type of this, so tuple is to check the data type of this you can use the type method again, same. So type command, and then you have to write the name of the variable in which you are storing the elements, that is fruits. So this will give me an output as tuple. Okay, so this is tuple. Next is we will discuss about slicing. So for slicing fruits, suppose we have to print all the elements, then we can use the same indexing method like fruits from 0 to last, that is what is the last element, that is 4, then 4. Okay, so like this. So this will print apple, banana, kiwi, and that's like kiwi and 45. Okay, so this is about tuple. And next is like we can have multiple elements in tuple itself. Okay, so give me 1 minute. Test of tuple, basically first element like 0th index, that is apple. Okay, so we can have this. So we cannot concatenate tuple, I don't think concatenation is possible in tuple. Okay, like this fruits, and next is something like name. Okay, name equal to web of, I think it might be possible, web of fruits plus name. Sorry, I did something wrong. Fruits plus name. So what's basically like it printed that's name 2 times fruits, that is again web of. Why it has given me name, fruits as like web of? What's the reason behind this? So that's like fruits equal to apple, banana, kiwi 45, and it's giving me, when I type fruits it is giving me web of. So what's the reason behind this? Like apple, kiwi type, that's something called interpreter error. Okay, so it fixed itself. Fruits plus name. Okay, so this is like can only concatenate tuple, not a string. This is treated as a string, not as tuple. Okay, so this is my now this bill behaves like a tuple. Okay, so Webber is inside that. So that's what I want to tell you, that if you create a tuple with double quotes, then you have to put comma operator after that. Otherwise, it will behave like a string. As I told you the definition of a string earlier, that anything inside double quotes will be treated as strings. Next is about dictionaries. We will discuss this later. Okay. Now about dictionary. So dictionary is like what the dictionary you deal with in real life. Same. There is something called key. There is something called value. Okay. So Python dictionaries are like the key value pair or has table types. They work like basically dictionary is like usually there are numbers or string values on the other hand, and can be any Python object. Like in dictionaries, basically there is something different from a list and tuple. Dictionary is like we are using indexing in case of tuples and list for getting values. Okay, but in case of like in case like we are but in case of dictionary we have to use something called value and pair, value and key. That is, by using the key we can get the values like this. So dictionary is created using the curly brackets like this. So dictionary is created dict1 like this, curly brackets. Okay, now if you check the type of this, it will give me the output as dictionary, class dictionary or dictionary, something like this. Okay, so this is basically an empty dictionary. Similarly, there can be empty tuple, empty string, empty list like this. Okay, so this is empty dictionary. Now we can create a dictionary like this, something like this. Dictionary like in case of list or tuple or string, we are using indexing like 0 1 2 3 and like this. But in case of dictionary we can use anything, like suppose dictionary name equal to name. So basically we are passing a string inside the double brackets, name equal to like this. Okay, now if I print a dictionary, then print one like this. Okay, so this will be printed like this, name colon Webber. So the value the thing that is left of the colon, that is the key, and the value that is itself is a value. Okay, similarly we can have like date one, that is class, basically like age like that. My age is 21, so I can put this like this, 21. uh, skills so skills like I have Python skills. I'm like in a skills part I can do anything like Python. Okay, so Python now this will be updated string like skills in case of Python. So this is about a string. So something is there called key and something called value. So basically when we want if we want to access the values inside a dictionary, then we have to use the key. There are real life applications of dictionary too. So we will discuss more about this dictionary in the upcoming tutorials after we discuss the thing like loops, if else conditions, and something more about the strings and list twist. Okay, next is like if we want to access the values, then we can use the key. Similarly, we created using the key and we can access the same thing using the key like this, print dict1 like this, and like age. So this will give me output as like 21. Okay, so this is about how to access the element. Similarly, like if we want to check the keys and the values, then we can use the key method or value method, that is print or dot print, that is dict1 dot using dot. Okay, to call the method, like that is about keys. So keys are basically name, age, and skills. And if we talk about the dict dot values, sorry, dict1 dot values, then it will give me like webhub 21 and path. So this is all about today's session. We will discuss more about the different concepts in the upcoming classes. In the upcoming classes, we will discuss something about loops, that is for loop, while loop, and do while loop. That is, I think it's not in Python, but we will discuss about do while loop as we learned something about that in C or C++. Okay, then we will discuss if else condition, nested if else condition, and there is something new in this is that is elif condition, which is like complementary, or which is like next to else if. There is something else if in C or C++, so we have to discuss with elif. So thank you for attending this. Okay, see you soon. Bye.